Hi everybody, hi every spirit, welcome once again to my YouTube channel. Esoteric Cloud Surfer here, ready to start a ride in Esoteric Cloud, which is a lighter, less dense and also vibing on a higher frequency and vibration. And when your spirit, it's a bit of air, it's like here, doesn't really want to come out, it's weird. And when you jump into Esoteric Cloud, when your spirit jumps into Esoteric Cloud, you can fly. Sorry y'all, there we go. You can fly to a higher frequency and vibration, to a space that is wider and wiser as well. So you can have a wider and wiser perspective about yourself and your own circumstances. So that's what we do in this channel. That's what we will do in this video as well. Before we start, I want to thank you very much for being here. I want to thank you for watching. Your support is greatly appreciated. I wish you the best thoughts, ideas, feelings and emotions, a whole bunch of individuality, creativity and responsibility as well. If you like this wand, I can make a wand for you, a personal custom wand for yourself. Contact me using the email in the description down below. Check out my Linktree and my beautiful partners Linktree in the description down below as well. A huge shout out to my SoulGroup, to everybody out there changing the world right now. A huge shout out to Archangel Uriel, to Archangel Michael as well. And I wish you the best thoughts, ideas, feelings and emotions, a whole bunch of individuality, creativity and responsibility as well. So today we are here to talk about Sun in Gemini. So the Sun is in Gemini right now. The Sun was in Taurus. Now it is in Gemini. We are fully into Gemini season. Happy Flights Day, happy birthday to everybody that came to be aware, to be physically present in this world at that specific time. And what does mean to right now everybody we are experiencing the Sun in Gemini? So first thing, we're gonna feel or we're gonna see the world in a more lighter way, because the Sun was in Taurus, which is fixed Earth, so that's a lot of condensation, a lot of accumulation, a lot of limits and boundaries. And now the Sun is in Gemini, which is mutable air, so it's lighter, it's more flexible, it's funnier. You don't need to be so realistic and so strict. You can be more free in your mind and with the things that you think and imagine as well. Some common traits that will carry over from the Taurus season to the Gemini season is logical thinking, analyzing, paying more attention to thoughts than feelings, paying more attention to ideas than emotions. The thing is, right now we feel more free to express any feelings and emotions that were accumulated in Taurus season. So you might think it makes sense to release some of those feelings, and you should release those feelings on Taurus season, right? And right now you might look at the world and see how people is interacting. You might create your own mind about, yeah, this is the perfect time to express those feelings. And it might not be. It might be, but I'm telling you, it also might not be, all right? Because everything has its time, and in Taurus season it is more important to release because you achieve balance. Right now on Gemini season is a bit more important to keep a hold of yourself, to keep things inside of you, because by default you're already expressing and communicating whatever comes up to your mind. So your feelings and emotions, they don't come up to your mind, they stay on these lower waters. They should stay there, all right? So that's just a comparison, a transition between Taurus season, second house, into Gemini season, third house as well, because that's what basically means to be experiencing right now the Gemini season, is that the Sun is going through the third house, the third celestial gate, where energies and spirits pass through there or are literally born there before we experience them physically and spiritually, subconsciously, emotionally and mentally. So the Sun, what does the Sun mean? The Sun means paying attention, what you want, how people pay attention to you, how you express yourself, how you act, and how you see the world, and then like then that's what changes between the sun being in Gemini or Leo or Taurus, because you might see something but you might not express about it, right? But now with the sun in Gemini you will, okay? Because Gemini is mutable air, being mutable, having the ability to adapt, having the ability to associate, to share, and to connect your thoughts, ideas, analysis, mental calculations, facts, statistics, things that you see in the world. For example, in Taurus season, you might see something and you kept that inside. Now you see that, it comes into your mind, and you express it again immediately. Because air is the masculine side of the masculine side, yang yang. Earth is the masculine side, no, is the feminine side of the masculine side, so is yang yin. So with air energy, you receive, you put out almost immediately. With earth energy, you receive from the outside, and you make sense or think about it a lot more than with air energy. All right, so we are doing that, all of that right now, or we want to. Remember, the sun is your wants. You might have certain blockages, you might have certain alignments like sun in Pisces, sun, moon, or rising in Pisces, Virgo, and Sag, that you want to be as free and look as crazy and look as light-hearted and go happy-go-lucky as Geminis right now, but you feel you can't. You feel you need to, if you have Gemini, if you have Sag or Pisces, you feel you need to have some feeling, some reason, some emotion, some experience behind it. With Virgo, you think you need to make more sense, that needs to be more worked out. And the Geminis, they're just talking, you know, they're just out there in the world, talking their share off, and closed mouths don't get fed, right, guys? So don't hate the Geminis, you actually like release yourself from your blockage and be like the Geminis, because right now if you have Gemini sun, you are an example to do or to what not to do. Okay, so that's pretty much it. Sun in Gemini, paying attention to more mutable, more flexible, more free ways to think, communicate, analyze, and socialize in general. So negative points of this season is you might not think as much before you speak. You might not construct your mental spaceships, they might not be finished yet, and you release them. You put your boats into the ocean, but there was still some pieces of the boat, there was still some, like, your map wasn't completely drawn, your calculations wasn't complete, and your boat is now in the ocean, and it will not reach its right destination. But before you make your boat into the ocean, into the sea, what you see, right? You think it's all cool, you think it's ready, you think it's not that important, you think you don't need to think so much or calculate so much, but you need, okay? Because yes, air is thinking and communicating, but if you like have Aries, or not Aries, if you have Aquarius or Libra, you think a bit more, or you care or you worry a bit more about being seen as a person that makes sense. Geminis, they also care about that, right? They want to be seen as intelligent and smart, but sometimes they're not individual enough, they don't have a strong sense of individuality to uphold that. Many times, and Libras sometimes fall short on that as well, not so much Aquarius, sometimes Aquarius, they get the blocks because of this, right? You having a Gemini sun, most times you sacrifice your sense of individuality just to connect, just to relate, just because you're feeling lonely, just because you want to look a certain way. And then Aquarius, we because I have an Aquarius sun, I have Aquarius stellium, we prefer dying before selling our soul. We prefer dying before being relatable just because I feel lonely. If we're not talking in the right way, according to my own perspective, if we're not talking about real shit, if we're not talking about reality and how we can make business in a better, lighter, more developed way, I ain't talking, I ain't speaking. But then, as an Aquarius, if you find that one person or that one group, you can shut up, alright? So be careful with that as well, being an Aquarius out there, because in this Gemini season, You as an Aquarius, you were learning from Taurus season. You were kind of limited, kind of more internal, kind of more, a bit more mad, a bit more, I can't speak, you know. And now suddenly you feel free to speak everything, everywhere, to any person. But you ain't a Gemini, you ain't a Libra. Keep that in mind, all right, Aquariuses. But yes, Sun in Gemini, paying attention, expressing ourselves in a more light, less worrying way, more, and that's actually cool because others will be like that as well. So unless you really like stubborn or you have some insecurities, you are looking for some validation, you will not criticize others because they don't make a lot of sense. You actually will feel lighter. You'll feel like some fresh air after the Taurus moon, because in Taurus moon everything, even when you eat, where you eat, that needed to make sense and be in that specific way, in that specific angle. Now with Gemini it's more light. You can eat on the table, you can eat on the roof, you can eat in the bus, it's all right. Okay, just eating itself is cool, and then you talk about eating in the bus is so cool because it makes you feel different, it makes you feel more fresh and whatnot. All right. So, and I was thinking, yeah, Aquarius, I was thinking, what else would I be doing today, right? I was thinking that I was imagining myself like next year making a video about Sun in Gemini. And because I have so much fixed energies, the way I speak about it will change eventually, infinitely, but I think I will be kind of repetitive, you know, because Sun in Gemini will be Sun in Gemini forever until this planet, this space ceases to be, and it transforms and creates new awarenesses and new angles and parameters, right? So I could make astrology videos for 20 years, and when it comes to Gemini season, Sun in Gemini will be always the same thing. But it's not, right? It's not, because the Sun in Gemini is one thing, but it's aligning with a lot of things. So I decided to make it more present, to make it more current, to see how the Sun in Gemini is aligning with every other planet around us, right? So the moon doesn't count, moves too fast, right? So Sun in Gemini, Mercury in Gemini, and Taurus retrograde, all right? So right now we are bringing lightness, freshness, we are sharing and associating past past people, past thoughts, past ideas that dealt with reality, privacy, choosing what is private, what is not, committing some mistakes because you're confused, they seem the same, all right? Sun in Gemini, Venus in Aries, opportunities to accept others' hard punch in the face love language. Sun in Gemini, Mars in Pisces / Aries, learning how to be more initiative, learning how to accept others' initiatives, passions, and motivations that are backed and supported by dreams, illusions, imaginations, and spirituality. Because Geminis, they have that problem. Many times they don't accept others' La La Land. Like they spend all day in La La Land, but they don't accept others' La La Land. All right, and that happens because I'm an Aquarius. I attract a lot of Geminis because they need that sense of security. They need that sense of individuality, to have a mind that doesn't move, because their mind moves a lot. Like my mind moves a lot, but in the same space. Their mind moves a lot to everywhere, and then they lost themselves. They don't know the way back to themselves, right? And many times it would happen, like, and it happened on one of my live streams. A flunked out Gemini appeared there, and he started to criticize some SoulGroup music because it wasn't real music. It was something out of the Gemini perspective. Because Geminis want to be creative, they want to feel free, they want to be open, but they can't realize that sometimes spirituality is more real to whatever facts, science, and statistics they have in their mind. Because that was created by a person that is a spirit in a body that was experiencing spirituality in order to develop those thoughts and ideas. And Geminis, they get stuck there. They don't realize that thoughts and ideas are created by spirits inside of a body that was experiencing spiritually first. So they get that's why science is limited. Science does a good work, does a good job explaining reality, but it doesn't go further than that. And we are way more than reality. I was even thinking this week that we 70% of our experiences are subconscious. So how science will explain anything if they only can see 30%, right? So Geminis, you know, in this whole season, if you express some form of spirituality, it might be harder for others to but they might be fake as hell. That's one of the traits I hate about Geminis. They're fake as hell. Libras got bad reputation for that, but keep in mind, Libras, Saturn is exalted in Libra. So they can only be fake until a certain amount. Geminis, they can be fake to themselves. They think they really like you, but they hate you. But because they can go deep within, they get stuck in the mind, and then they create that story about themselves and you. It makes no fucking sense. They fake as hell sometimes. Okay, I gotta admit that it's true. At least in my personal experience, Geminis, like, they hate you, and they be saying they like you, and then they really believe they like you, but they hate you with their guts, but some way, somehow, they created that way to believe they like you. What? Right? What the fuck, Geminis? But Sun in Gemini, Mercury, Venus, Mars, Jupiter in Aries as well. Opportunities to expand your mind and perspectives by just do it, literally. Just do it, just experience it, just do something, just say something, just go there, just travel, just go into your mind, go into your heart, go into your sacral chakra, and then you will expand because the mind of Gemini is able to pick those many pieces. So go ahead and do that, alright? Sun in Gemini, Saturn in Aquarius. A gift to refresh reality, or a gift to feel supported by, a gift to see and express like reality is supporting you. Alright? And you may notice every time I say feel, I correct myself because the sun has nothing to do with feelings. And many people, they act out of their feelings, and you know they're already wrong. Because acting out, expressing, should come from the mind. That's why in religious terms, women are not allowed to speak, because you shouldn't act and express out of your feelings. Your actions and expressions should be based, backed, and supported by your feelings and emotions, but those should stay inside and only be shared with really close relationships. And it has happened to me recently. I had to cancel some relationships, I had to cancel some interactions because they were being too emotional, too moody, too temperamental. And if you know me, I got that Aquarius stellium. Like, you can do that on your own time, on your own space. Don't you bring that to the meeting, don't you bring that to the corporation, don't you bring that to the business. What the fuck will I do with those feelings? First, I need to go over them, then I need to make sense out of them because you can't, and then they were like delusional, they thought they were something they were not, they thought I was something I was not, they were like, you claim to be positive. Guys, if you watch my channel, if you go to my live streams, I never claim to be all positive, I never do. I'm one of the hardest guys out there, you know? There are some people, I was about to say people, places, and things, but some people that have the esoteric conversations with me, they know how harsh I am to themselves, and they be paying me. So I don't claim, I never did claim to be all positive. What the fuck? So that's the first, or that's a proof that that person, they were in their feelings, not seeing reality. Imagine, I'm looking at reality right now, but that person, they were like this, looking at reality through a glass of water. Bro, and everything is distorted. So hopefully they are watching this video. Hopefully they understand the messages to themselves, because I don't like to be direct. I ain't no Aries. And I don't like to, and even like on internet and shit, it just it brings more dirtiness if you like direct, because they be like, oh, now other people know that I did that, you know, because they really are about validation and stuff. But yeah, that person was not using the Gemini energy on the right way, right? They were not making sense. They didn't have a clear perspective, and they were speaking out of their feelings and emotions. Me, I was all making sense. Maybe too much in their perspective, right? Not in my perspective. Fuck that shit. But Sun in Gemini, Uranus in Taurus, feeling a bit weird or feeling too much connected to the changes of the world. So anything that happens in the world right now, changes in economy, agriculture, how we feel safe, how we feel secure, it's super easy to everybody. They jump on that train and everybody talk about that. Oh yeah, one thing as well. Sun in Gemini, jumping into the bandwagon time. Like, you might not know shit about Pokemon Unite. Like, I play Pokemon Unite, I play Age of Empires. You might not know shit about Age of Empires. You might not know shit about Pokemon Unite. But if you go into my live stream, or if you see that I'm getting some attention because of Age of Empires and Pokemon Unite, now all of a sudden you're an expert of Pokemon Unite. Because Gemini's, like air signs, we very good at communicating. Like, you can go into a conversation, they're talking about tequila. You never drank tequila before. But because they said it's hot, they said it's yellow, they said it tastes good, you take all of these words and you create your own testimony. Phony, fake as hell, but it works. I'm telling you no lie, it works. You can make real good friends. Until they discover that you never drink tequila before, and then it's weird as fuck. You know, that why are you lying then? I don't know, I just want to be relatable. So why do I want to be so relatable? I don't know, I'm a fucking Gemini. Oh, we gotcha. Take this pill or something like, I smoke this blunt, something like that, right? Yeah, so it's really easy. Like, now imagine a new type of money or a new type of job comes out. Everybody will be like, I love that. Ooh, I always thought about that. Ooh, I was the first one to think about that. I always thought it was needed for the world to go in the right way. But they never thought about that before. You know, things like that. Sun in Gemini, Neptune in Pisces. Learn how to go really, really, really deep within your own subconscious, unconscious realm. Learn how to go there and come back and guys, I found this gem, and this gem is valuable because of A, B, C, not because that's where Pisces and Sagittarius, because they are like ruled by Jupiter, and Pisces ruled by Neptune as well. That's where they lack, because they really find good gems, they find beautiful emeralds, but they're like, hey, look at this emerald, it's so cool. And I'm like, why? And they'd be like, you know, they can't express like, why is that valuable? Why is that cool? Because it's spiritual, man. Yeah, you know, wow, now with the Sun in Gemini, you can learn to go deep within yourself and make sense out of that shit. You go deep within yourself and then you go talk with somebody, it doesn't seem crazy. It seems like the real shit. You can really help somebody that's lost in themselves, they want to kill themselves, they feel depressed. You can go really deep within yourself, learn like, if I was in that situation, I would feel in that way, I'll be able to do that. Oh, so if I was in that situation, the best way to feel lighter, it was to be doing that. And then you go like, whoa, if you want to be lighter, if you don't want to be depressed, do this and do that because this, that, and third. Because that's what Pisces and Sagittarius like. I mean. They like, do this, and they write, like, they like, do this and you will feel better. But when you ask them why, they can't, because Jesus said it, because it's in the Bible, or, you know? And that's what Geminis can bring into the party to make spirituality more real and like a real thing that everybody can use. Don't be lost in science. Libras, lost in relationships. Aquarius, lost in sport, entertainment, and trying to help others that they don't even know. Gemini is lost in science and talking about shit that is not real, but it looks real. That's also one of the negative points of this whole Gemini season. Talking about something, expressing something that looks real, but it's not. Alright? And lastly, but not least, Sun in Gemini, Pluto in Cap, retrograde. If it's not in retrograde yet, it will be very soon. So, we are misunderstanding past moments of transformation, past moments where we had to resolve a power and control issue, and we are also misunderstanding past moments where we changed very much. So we think it's because somebody told us that, we think it's because back in the day I was different, or back in the day I was that, and third, and we're missing the point, because Gemini is light, flexible, mutable, Capricorn is heavy, direct, and harsh. So you might be too harsh with yourself, you might not be harsh enough with yourself in order to heal those repetitive patterns that you've been manifesting since, bro, because Pluto in retrograde goes even before you were born sometimes. You as a spirit, you are already moving in weird ways when you was about to enter this realm. And Pluto retrograde can take you deep back in where you were in your mama's belly, in your father's nutsack, in your father's mind, in your mama's heart. Alright? And you might misunderstand all of that. You might think that was a real thing, but it was actually a sentimental thing. Things like that, okay? I'm misunderstanding it myself. I'm not being able to create a good word, a good spaceship for that, but hopefully you get it. Okay, guys? And that's it. That's all for today. Sun in Gemini aligning the alignments right now in that specific way. I hope you feel comfortable with yourself, so you can talk all you wanna talk, so you can associate all you wanna associate, because right now it's really you have to be careful always to what and whom you associate yourself. You can be guilty by association, because you have a project with somebody else. They might not tell you they feel a weird way, but they do. They feel a weird way. But because you don't know, because you like me, to err, too logical, you don't. But then I have the Taurus moon in the 8th house, so I go deep. But imagine you don't have the Taurus moon in the 8th house like I do, so you can't go that deep. You only learn from what you see, right? And they feel that weird way, they're actually negative, but you don't know. And then you start to bring negative things into your life because you are sharing space with that person. So keep that in mind, but I would say to be more careful to not overly limit yourself, because that's what we're gonna do on Cancer season. Right now, we're having fun, enjoying with our environment, friends, family, associates, partners, relationships, past relationships because of the retrogrades. Be open to all that, and then when Cancer season comes, you initiate a more private, a more sentimental, a more spiritual way to deal with those relationships, aka you cut some edges, because right now it's like you at the park. You talk with everybody at the park, you don't bring everybody home. And that's it, that's all, guys. Till the next time, I hope you enjoyed the video. Check the things in the description down below. If you want a wand, a service, a painting, a reading, call me out and I'll be there as a Cloud surfer surfing out. See you soon.